I'm Ruth, and I work with Josh and Taylor at Ekho Health. There was days and weeks out of the month where I wasn't able to do much around the house or even do stuff with my kids. Probably 6 to 7 headaches, migraines a month, which also affected being able to move and do things. So it really slowed down what I was able to do in life. Within the first month, I started making all the adjustments that were suggested. I started to notice a bloating difference. I felt I had more energy. Within 3 months of doing that, I felt so much better every day consistently, and my headaches were dwindling. And I think by month 5, 6, I wasn't having pain during my menstrual cycle anymore. My back pain was going away, and it was just a consistent change overall with each thing we added. It felt like such a personal connection and just really fit for what I needed. And I think that it's a huge difference to be able to find somebody that looks at the whole body and not just 3 or 4 parts of it and doesn't take everything into account. Being able to figure out what I needed to pinpoint throughout my whole body, the headaches, my cycle, my back pain, shoulder pain, these little things, my circulation in my body. And this was all through the tests that we did, questions that were answered that I'd never been asked before. To see a pattern improvement was huge for me because it felt like it made my body a map, and I know my map so much more. And so being able to solely focus on just you and not be put in a pot and mixed with everything else, you really start to understand what your body needs. The things that people don't want to talk about, you can talk about in a comfortable environment and really get to the bottom of what's going on. I feel so much better emotionally. When things really just hit the fan, I'm able to kind of take a breath and step back and think about it. Able to set up better boundaries, being able to not commit to every single thing because I'm quite the volunteer. And I want to be able to say, hey, I'm gonna have to think about that and I'll get back to you, but I'm not gonna just jump the gun. And being able to deal with my kids, I've noticed a huge difference in my kids, being able to deal with them so I'm not losing my temper and I don't feel as stressed out, and understand what's happening with my body throughout the entire month. How I need to change what I'm eating, but also change how I'm thinking. Like if I think I need to have some rest and I feel like, man, I need an extra 20, 30 minutes to just lay here and not do anything, then I probably should do it. And before it'd be like, well, I better power through that and make it to the end of this day. Everyone around me could kind of feel that crash, the emotional crash, the anger, the stress, and the tiredness. And I don't hit that same crash at all. I feel steady all day. And I think that's huge when it comes to being able to function every day. It's a safe environment. You can be who you are. There's no judgment passed here. And you feel that to your core. It's only like, how can we help? Like, where do you want to improve? How can we do better? Changing that frame of thinking. Well, the negative things that you tell yourself just are shifted over and over again. And I find myself changing my thinking from that, even though it may have started out in a negative pattern, trying to adjust it to a positive pattern. And I just feel like that's how it is when you come or you do any kind of work with them. It's a positive, respectful environment, and you don't have any judgment being passed over you at all. It's only how can we help you. You get this full body assessment and you feel exposed, but you're not. Like, you don't feel that way because it's such a comfortable environment. There's just a trust factor that you have to have. And I felt it the whole way through. Like, it felt like I was just coming over to get my head in gear, get everything lined up and ready. And it just made a huge difference to feel like I could trust and be respected in that environment. I think the biggest thing for me was the emotional connection that I discovered with my body. Being able to kind of pinpoint things throughout my life that maybe I never dealt with or even thought about at all. Things that happened in childhood or my teenage years, growing up. And then being able to adjust how my frame of mind is. We'd be doing a session and I'd go, well, I just really noticed this week, or this connection with my body. And before, I might be able to think of what it was, but I really started to be really attuned to my body and know exactly what was going on with my body, kind of what my body needed. And to be able to discover those things about yourself is huge. Looking backwards, if I would have just said, no, I don't have the money, I don't have the time, I don't have the means, I can't make this work. If I wouldn't have been really gung-ho for this and just jumped, so to speak, I think it would have been a really big mistake on my part, because this has been invaluable for me in my day-to-day. Should you work with Josh and Taylor? Should you do this? Yes, 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 yes again. You know, maybe you don't have all the support you need, but there's enough support for you to do it. And you're gonna learn so much. It's just invaluable to be able to do that and focus on yourself a little bit so you can give back to other people. So if you feel like you need some help, you need a push, you want to be able to move better, you want to be able to be active, you want to feel your body improving over time, then definitely take the jump, because it's worth it. Again, my name is Ruth and I work with Josh and Taylor through Ekho Health, and I recommend that you do too.